Your name is
Filthy Reseller. But I feel they have to justify their reseller channel by putting that in there. I'm not the devil. I like games too, just like you. Keeping it real, I don't believe them a lot of the time. What up, YouTube? Welcome back to the weekly vlog that we call
10 toes in when we standing on business.
Brotherhood for Greatness. Today, on the weekly vlog, we ask ourselves, am I a filthy reseller now? The state of my collections got me feeling like a beta. And I explained to you why I'm just throwing money away. Like Jesse Pinkman. But before we get into anything in the video, I want to thank everybody, all the awesome people who commented in the comments below. You guys are what makes me making these videos worthwhile. I really do appreciate it. Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. So before we get into the video game collection, before we get into the state of the horde, let's just talk about life. Let me know, how are you guys doing in the comments below? What's going on in your life? Get through it together. But today in the life of Queen Nate, my son turned 8 years old this week. It's crazy how fast time flies and how, like, the older I'm getting, it feels like I have less of it. Midlife crisis, maybe, I don't know. I took my son on a shopping spree. I told him he could buy whatever he wants. This kid loves shoes. I loved shoes. Not at his age, I was probably a little bit older, but when I was a kid, son, we had Walmart shoes. I bought shoes from the grocery store. Wilson. You never hear about the shoes because they make basketballs. I made our grade 8 basketball team with Wilson low-cut shoes that my mom got from Extra Foods. They were a size too big because I would grow into them. I got MVP in a tournament once, though. That was a pretty good post. Problem is, Filipinos love basketball. It's just when they get to grade 8, they're okay. Grade 9, the Ians of the world get taller than them. So the state of the video game collection. What is our mission right now? We're still, what would I say? We're still posting and purging. Still slimming down the collection. It's really funny to see, like, how far I've come from the first weekly vlog that I shot back at the trailer you saw in the summertime to where I am now.
Are you a beta male?
Really scared and maybe trepidatious about, you know, after I sell all my doubles and my triplicate and my quadruplicate games and I start having to dip into the real meat of the collection, I was really afraid of doing that back then, right? But then as the vlogs continue and you see my process and my evolution, and as I did it, it just got easier to sell those key items in my collection. It's so weird to see, like, my collection shrinking, you know? I was in a pool! I made a commitment to purge my Sega Master System from my collection, and I'm down to, like, less than half the games I originally started with. This much sadness from losing it, but realistically, like, I never played the thing, right? Next week, we're gonna discuss the other console we're gonna purge from my collection. I think it's gonna be a heavy hitter console. Apparently you can look for disc rot like this. No disc rot. Mr. Rightway taught me something. But yeah, it's kind of sad to look at my collection in this state, you know. But once I get more things out, I can start reorganizing it. For now, I'm just gonna feel like a beta. So I'll show you a couple of, like, the key items that left the collection this week. I'll just flash them on the screen. Let me know what you think about that. Should I have kept them? Am I making a mistake here? But I wanted to share, like, 3 things I feel in retrospect that really made it easier for me to say goodbye to these items, to start dipping into the collection and not feel bad about it, not feel like that FOMO feeling, you know? So number 1, the most impactful thing that helped me get over that fear of selling my video game collection and really slimming it down is knowing what my goal was and having a goal, actually having a vision for what I wanted in the future. If there's anything I'm going to teach my son is that if there's really something you want in life, you have to make it a goal, like a time sensitive goal, and have a relentless pursuit of it if you really want it bad enough, right? And for me, I talked about it at the trailer. I have my midlife crisis motorcycle, which is not a vanity thing. I don't know if I've explained that yet, but to me it represents more than just, it's an auto cycle. The thing I want is called the Polaris Slingshot. Like, to me, it's not just a motorcycle, it's a conduit to adventure. I envision myself taking, like, where you spend a lot of time in the summer, like, out of the city at the trailer. I want to take that auto cycle outside of the city with my wife beside me and just go on, like, nighttime adventures on that thing, really, because I can't do that on the scooter. Okay, but I see taking my wife to the beach in that Slingshot. You know, my son actually asked me to pick him up in school once I got my Slingshot. And when you know what you really want, I feel like it really helps you get rid of those things in your life that you really don't need. Number 2, the second biggest thing that helped me come to terms with selling my video game collection is just the overall benefits of having less stuff. You know, you think about like, when is a house the most beautiful, generally speaking, right? It's when you first walk into the house, before you buy it. But when it's for sale and it's all staged nicely. I'm not gonna be a minimalist game collector. I feel like I'm still gonna be somewhat of a hoarder, but just to have less stuff here, I feel like, even just aesthetically speaking, I'll be able to breathe easier in my space. I'll be able to do more things in my space. Also, the risk factor of it, right? The longer we hold on to, especially a lot of these expensive games, now is probably the time to cash out. We've sat on this investment long enough. There's gonna come a point where, you know, you might have a flood, God forbid, disc rot, what have you, just doesn't work anymore, and then your investment is just... And number 3, it's the funds. It's a funny thing too, like the more my funds are growing in my bank account, not that I'm trying to be Scrooge McDuck over here, but as my funds go up, my opportunities are going up at the same time. I wonder if that's how rich people operate. Meaning Scarface, probably, I don't know. But it's just because you have the ability to actually reinvest things. I don't know, you have funds that you can buy things to flip or to upgrade in your collection. The more money I have, the more times I find things. I just wanted to share those 3 things, and my non-advice for people maybe who want to start selling their collection and maybe are scared or afraid. I would tell to that person, like if I was talking to myself back in June, Kuya Nate, you really have to look at yourself. Honestly, brutally honest. Why do you want to keep these games? Why are you holding on to these games? What is the end goal? Because I think if you really look at it and you take things to the logical conclusion, for a lot of people who don't think about it, it's just going to end up being you're going to die with those games. That scares the crap out of me. So sometimes I think we really do have to be brutally honest with ourselves. Kick away all that bullshit. I think that's how psychologists work, how therapists work, right? They operate from this premise that, I don't know if this is true, I'm not a psychologist, but like the solution to all your life's problems really lie within you. And a therapist and a psychologist kind of helps you shovel that bullshit out of the way so you can see your own way out. Because there's no one else going to solve your problems but you. No one's coming to save you. So now, the question must be asked. Kuya Nate, are you a filthy, goddamn reseller? Answer the question with a deflection. It's really funny when you look at like the history of resellers in our hobby. Because Lester and I started documenting our video game hunting endeavors back in like 2012, we're able to kind of see those videos and see the evolution of the hobby as it evolved on YouTube. And back in the day, man, people just hated resellers. I think the main criticism for resellers back then was that they were just, I don't know if it was affecting the market, right? They were competition out there, that they found the game before you did, and they don't even love the thing. They're just trying to flip it to make a profit off of you.
And what you gonna do?
It's just funny to see the pace in which we, as a people, as a cohort, accepted resellers generally at the same pace. Was really interesting to me, and I always wonder if it was because at the time a lot of us were all pretty much probably the same age if we love retro video games. We were just kind of getting out of high school, maybe getting out of university, not as financially secure yet, right? So every dollar counted, every dollar was so important to us, and these resellers were trying to milk us for every dollar. And as the years went on and we became more financially stable, those resellers became less and less offensive and maybe even had some benefits. Right, they're saving me some time having to go out. I don't mind shelling out a few extra shekels so that I don't have to spend the majority of my day looking for Mario Party or something. I don't know. We even break bread with some of these people. Ew. And now you have like full YouTube channels literally just dedicated to the business of selling retro video games to you. Not retro video game collecting. Literally just, this is my store, this is how I source, and this is what I'm selling it to you for online. Wow, times have definitely changed. And I do kind of find it amusing, like a common theme that I find when I watch a lot of these channels is it's almost they feel obligated or forced to inject some sort of, I love retro game collecting too. See what I'm collecting here? Finishing the Nintendo Switch collection. I don't know, flipping. I can start a collection with $5. Keeping it real, I don't believe them a lot of the time. This is my personal collection. Looks anemic as fuck, but I feel they have to justify their reseller channel by putting that in there. I'm not the devil. I like games too, just like you.
For I am a master of disguises.
But honestly, who am I to question anybody's motives, anybody's authenticity? I'm sure people watching me right now question my genuineness about how much I love video games. So I have to ask the question, am I a filthy reseller? Let me know. Take your best shot in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Honestly, I'm genuinely interested. Like, as I journal, as I document my process in slimming down and purging my collection, what do people really think? Because I feel like in today's society, maybe it's just a coping mechanism. We love to label things. We love to put things in these little boxes, black or white, where I really believe that the majority, everyone in the world, is more like shades of gray. So do I personally think I'm a filthy reseller? I don't know. Maybe. The one thing I do know for sure, I'm always going to be Queen 8.
Your name is
Filthy reseller.
Kunta Kinte.
I held my first Whatnot show. Really interesting. First things first, I need a new phone, definitely. Like, my show looked like garbage compared to a lot of other people's shows on Whatnot. For people who don't know, it's a live auction selling platform. For people who haven't checked it out yet, I do have a link in the description of this video. Yeah, filthy reseller. I clicked on Pixel Game Squad's link. That's how I got started. So I think after my first show, they get like $100. So it is affiliate link, just so FYI. You don't have to check it out through my link if you don't want to, but if you do, I really do appreciate it. We had a couple people actually start accounts using my link. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Because it was my first show, because I was still learning the platform, I started everything at $1. The majority of my things sold for $1. Literally. Of course, they pay for shipping. But I went in fully expecting to lose money, right? I don't have a following of people there. I don't know what I'm doing on the platform. I don't know what people like to hear. I don't feel comfortable in my own skin on that platform. So to me, it's like I'm just paying for an education, learning the platform. I'm using something that, you know, I got myself for like $1, so it's really not a big loss. I don't care too much about these comic books. But to me, like, the most important thing and the most appealing thing in the first place was the fun aspect of it. I really did enjoy hosting a show. I thought it was a lot of fun, even though I was like flying with 2 left feet. It's like I'm listing things on eBay, but I get to chat with people. Some people crack some jokes, some people are making fun of me on the chat. That was awesome. I think ideally what I would love to happen, because I said it before, my main focus on Whatnot is not to like flip a profit every time, not to get rich off the thing, right? But I really want to focus on learning the platform and just becoming better at it. If I can just like quit my job, like, I don't really have to quit my job, even if I can go part-time at work and do Whatnot part-time, but like become like an American picker for video games, going out to farms, small rural communities, visit other collectors, and just uncover a lot of these hidden gems that might have been lost to time, and bringing them to the market to have the ability to curate a really nice, well-crafted show that people will watch and enjoy and participate and buy things in. I think that would be so much fun. My next show I'm doing, my second show, I feel like I got a better grasp on it. I'm actually selling video games. So please, if you want to check it out, even just to set up an account and support and just watch me make a fool of myself live, I'm selling factory sealed games, RPGs. Like I said, we are purging the RPGs. No more new epic RPGs in my collection. I know who I am as a gamer, not an RPG guy. Somebody actually asked me too, I don't know if it was on Facebook or on YouTube, but they were concerned maybe. They're like, Kuya, what if your things just go for $1? Especially if it's like these RPGs, right? But I think I responded to that person by saying, if it goes for $1, I hope at least a viewer of this show gets it. So please come check it out. If you win something for $1, awesome. Let me know you watch me on YouTube. I'll throw some stickers in there. Really pack it up nice for you, as I do for all my customers actually. Now, I know I said I would have rules for my video game collection this week, but this video is already getting kind of long, so I might shoot a second weekly vlog and put it in there for this week. But I want this to get out before the end of the week. You may notice this week I started with a Monday Nitro pickups before the vlog, and I think I'm going to try doing that more often, where I put the vlogs closer to the middle of the week. I appreciate you guys, honestly, for sticking with us. People have been watching us from the beginning. I just sent out a package to somebody who watched until the end of the video. Won a prize. If you check out my Monday Nitro Pickups video, at the end I tell you how these are the 2 remaining items, just giving them away to people who want them. Watch that Monday Nitro Pickup video and just go to the end. Skip to the end. I have those 2 left. Free. Queen Nate will mail it to you. America and Canada only. No Mexico. So thank you guys very much for joining me this week. Before we go, as we do in every weekly vlog, we reiterate my 3 goals that I commit to you guys.
Yes, that's why I'm here. The fans, the love, the energy.
Number 1, on my 41st birthday, which I consider my true 40s. 40s is just 40 years old, like right now, is just a warm-up for the next decade. We're gonna set it up for greatness, guys.
10 toes in when we standing on.
I will get my Polaris slingshot with funds I raised purging or slimming down my collection. If I look at it, I probably haven't even sold like 25% of this collection yet. It's crazy. And I'm just using the money, the profits I'm having now, and I'm finding all these opportunities on just Facebook Marketplace to flip things. And still giving great deals to people on eBay. I can't wait till next year to get that Polaris slingshot with you guys. We'll paint it all like Thriftdweller themed. That would be funny. We'll do vlogs from there. I'll put like a GoPro on it. Oh man, it's gonna be dope. My second commitment to you guys, by the end of this year, 2024, we're gonna do a shirtless video. I'm gonna take my shirt off in front of the camera, regardless if I lost weight, if I'm successful with my mission or not, and I'm still a chubby bastard. I don't care about the stretch marks. I don't care about the sagging skin. And we're gonna put a charity component to it to raise some extra money for Extra Life charities. I've decided that. So I gotta get going on that diet, guys. I think about it a lot when I'm not like shooting the show, because I have a life outside of this show. And number 3, I stay committed to making these weekly vlogs. Stay accountable to you guys. Queen Nate will be here next week. Hopefully you will join me. Let me know in the comments below. Every and anything. I'm really interested to hear it. Yeah, I gotta shoot another vlog. There's a lot of things I didn't say yet. It's late. So stay tuned to the channel. That's it for me. Peace. Take care of yourselves and each other.
10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm
stepping on business. I love that quote. I don't know why.